You alright? "69 days of quarantine. The country is starting to reopen. 49 states have already gotten into this new stage of running the country this way. The goal at this point is simple. As this virus continues to expand to us, I will be taking all the proper precautions. But more importantly, I will be making some personal choices. And I will enjoy this journey as I continue to make decisions to hang out with friends, to go places in the state of Michigan, stay local. As you can see, the facial hair is starting to grow back a little bit, but you can also see the bird stash in perfect form. We are here in my brother's apartment on a beautiful Thursday morning. It has been a good day thus far. And the reason we are here is because the Wi-Fi went out at my parents' house. It's a beautiful day. It's about like 70 degrees right now in Michigan, which is awesome because the 2 days before that had been raining. And we just had some serious floods that occurred elsewhere up in Midland, Michigan. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Okay, you know what? I might go in there actually right now anyway. You look good.
Oh shit, it's top of that open.
And they were open and everything was okay? 'Cause
Yep.
I'm thinking at Easter, didn't we think about it for Easter and you called and they weren't open?
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of places that are kind of like that, yeah.
When you go back to New York, you're gonna get an apartment. You almost had one, right?
Yep, almost
Almost
had
had
one.
one in Clifton.
Yeah. Fort Lee, close.
Or Fort Lee, isn't it? That's right.
Mhm.
And will you go back to that one or we have to look all over again?
We'll see.
How long have you had the mustache?
Oh, like 2 weeks. This is Larry Bird's stash.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why we did it. This is coming off today. Yep. It's gone. It's gonna be gone. I cut myself shaving. It's bad. Coronavirus log, day 76. Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day.
I go to work every day. So at 9 o'clock this morning, mom and I worked out, walked, and I'm upstairs and I hear Chandler down there talking to himself. I'm like, what's going on? Who's he talking to? And your mom was like, what was he doing?
He was doing his documentary.
Yeah.
He's doing his documentary. So we got to be real quiet upstairs while Chandler does his documentary.
Sure.
Yeah, I got a bad stomach ache. I took a big shit. I feel better.
We have a dill platter,
Well, why?
coleslaw, at the potatoes, potatoes. Famous bean dish. My mom makes this on Christmas Eve as well. All right, and then with hot dogs, dinner served. You all right? Yeah, I heard it. We blew a fuse just a minute ago. There we go. Got it. Okay, well that was settled. Time reached 10 o'clock. And in about an hour and a half, at 11:30 a.m. this morning, I will be going to get a test for the coronavirus. The last couple of days have just been allergy-like symptoms, just a really bad runny nose, itchy eyes. Last night, in the middle of the night, I had to get up because my throat felt very dry and I started to cough a little bit. Once I drank some water, I felt better, but it was hard to sleep last night. I was sweating pretty bad, and I couldn't get under the covers because it was just so hot, and the windows were open, so it was just crazy. Everything was fine. I don't feel weak. I don't feel strange. Just a runny nose and a sore throat. There is really no cough. I don't know if there's a fever. Haven't had any trouble breathing. I've been able to exercise the past few days. I am not confused. I'm able to wake up easily. No pain in the chest. No bluish lips. My fingers, I mean, you see them right here. They look fine. And frankly, I don't want to obsess myself about it. But I will be taking the proper precautions to make sure that if I do have a positive test, then I'll have to quarantine myself. So, we are back now from home. I just got back from one of the testing sites. And there's really nothing to report right now. They said they will give me 24 to 72 hours notice as to if I tested positive or not. If I tested just positive. If it is negative, they will not call me at all. So by Sunday, if I do not hear anything, it'll be safe to assume that the test was negative and that I did not have coronavirus for that matter. When we had done the swabs, they did it through both nostrils. And they stuck it so far up your nose that it just had like this uncomfortable feeling to it, like I was almost ready to sneeze. And surprisingly enough, I didn't. But they put they put one stick with two sides in both nostrils, and just like that, that was it. And then they just told me when the results would come in. All I told them was that I had the runny nose and the sore throat. We'll find out in 3 days max or tomorrow, so I'll just be staying by the phone. I wish there was a way to prove this. But first off, good morning. I wish there was a way to prove that I actually was tested. I was, but the good news is that the test was negative. It was not detectable. Now, still kind of speculation. And the reason I say that is because they did also say within 24 to 72 hours they would call if the virus was present. And the reason I'm saying that too is because they could still call at any point if there was some false positive or false negative, but generally there's a rare occurrence of that happening. So I'm not too worried about having the coronavirus. So I guess the only way to really do this, if we're going to be doing 100 days, is a bit of a recap on everything that's been going down, which, I mean, we've been doing that every single day, but, I mean, this is like any other day. You know, from an economic standpoint, of course, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Some people have had to take pay cuts. Other people have had to apply for unemployment. And, of course, there's a lot of things that are still up in the air, especially with student loans not having to be paid at the moment, and where the education system is going, and so on and so forth. And of course, there's just a lot of things going on from state to state on how they want to handle their reopening process. You know, I do understand that to a certain extent, a lot of people also are at risk, and that's something that you have to take into consideration. And that's something that I worry about because of the fact that I had a history of asthma as a kid, but you know, I know people have these underlying health conditions that they don't want to risk going out and about and doing things. I respect that completely, and I totally understand that. A lot of people, you know, made a big deal about this really early on.
Now they are moving to the left. They are Corey and Jay on hard. There's someone in it. They're trying to get the red and black. Oh, and they stay on with the jump. A lot of wind coming. Corey jumped on and falling off. Corey jumped on and falling off. And we're going to the turn now. Here it comes. Billy and Corey, they're getting ready to do it. And the switch is coming. The switch is coming, but Corey falls off. Billy is hanging on. He is grinding. He is grinding. He's grinding.
We have all the disinfectant wipes in the world. We have all the Lysol in the world. All the cleaning that is necessary in case anything happens. There's a good stock up here for that. A very, very nice TV setup. It's got the living room right here. Nice pictures. Very, very nice aesthetic to the house. It's kind of just nice to be in here. It's a nice quaint house, and I want to thank my dad's buddy for doing that. It's a contradiction to what we've been going through, and I mean, I feel, first off, to start off, I feel safe here. I feel safe here because I'm alone, and also I know that I'm not going to put myself in harm's way to anybody else, right? But this is also not my house, so if I do get infected, I have to remember exactly what I touched and what I did. Coming up on this next week, I am going to go to a cottage. And I don't know necessarily if I'm making the right choice of going to that cottage. But at the same time, with the amount of people that I'm around and the fact that we will be in a more secluded environment where we're not going to be around a boatload of people, I can't see myself. I can't also see that being a bad thing.